Good morning, everyone. It is May the 9th, and we have some stories. But first, let's welcome everyone in. Wolfram, thank you so much for doing all the Modly things. I appreciate it daily. Christine, I hope you're having a good day, and welcome. Squid Pro Quo, nice to see you. And never, ever, ever turn down cuddle time because they're going to be teenagers soon and want you to like drive them around the block, let them off like it's a, undercover non-legal street pharmaceutical drop, but you don't know them and they don't know you. So enjoy it while you can. Good morning, Fraud at Wrangler. And yes, I am cleaning like in my own special ADHD fashion. So I do circuits, like I'll put one thing away and then I'll notice that thing needs to be cleaned there and then something. It's ADHD cyclone cleaning. It really is. Good morning, Phoenix Fire and Jeff Clark. Welcome. Derek, welcome. Flash Fan, I am doing well. I hope you are doing well. Today is Thursday. I was like, today is Thursday. And Phoenix and everyone. So our first story is Miss USA and Miss Teen USA quit after being quote unquote bullied by the organization's CEO. I hope she didn't try to make them join her pampered chef party. That's a hostage situation you just don't want to be in. The beauty pageant scene is getting ugly. At the beginning of the week, Miss USA, Nolia Voigt, issued a shocking announcement that she would be resigning from the crown 7 months into her reign, citing mental health challenges. Voigt, 24, is the first title holder in the pageant's 72-year history to voluntarily step down. Welcome, JW. So this is her. I mean, she seems lovely. They wear so much makeup because you have to wear a lot of makeup to be seen on the stage that they end up looking very odd up close. And I think they're all beautiful women. I don't get the whole clown makeup thing. On Wednesday, 17-year-old Miss Teen USA, Umsofa Stravenza, former Miss New Jersey Teen USA, also quit, citing in a statement her personal values, quote, no longer fully align with the direction of the organization. She did try to make them buy something from her pampered chef party, didn't they? Or she went essential oils. Insiders tell the Post Voigt and Stravletsa have been wearing thorny crowns for months, forced by ironclad contracts to silently smile despite harmful workplace conditions. This toxic atmosphere is a serious concern, a source close to the situation told the Post. There's an urgent need for intervention at the leadership level. It all comes on the heels of Miss UA social media manager Claudia Mitchell stepping down from her position on May 3rd. Dear Lord, all of them, look, I am not a fashionologist, but I don't know if that yellow is her color. Like I said, I am not a fashionologist, but that color is, again, sequined baby poo green. I can't do it. If you can wear it, God love you, but no. In an Instagram post, Michelle wrote, quote, I feel the way the current management speaks about their title holders is unprofessional and inappropriate. I disavow workplace toxicity and bullying of any kind. She added, I believe Nolia and Uma's mental health and happiness has taken a toll, and I cannot remain silent about that. Welcome, Terry D. and Tammy and Derek. An insider who knows all three women told the Post that they decided to quit together and strategically timed their resignations. Well, there was strategery. I'm okay with that. The decision was not easy. Nolia and Uma Sophia were extremely dedicated people who worked incredibly hard for the pageant. The decisions were not taken lightly. They all decided to do this together, the insider said. They were afraid of speaking out more at this time because of the organization. They don't want this to have any lasting harmful effects on their futures. The alleged harassment and bullying has gotten so bad, the close source told the Post, that Stravislav's parents recently refused to let the Miss USA organization president, Layla Rose, speak to her daughter. Who is Layla Rose? Is Layla Rose... Welcome, Shizzy Raid. Welcome, Marilyn Mars and Captain Kern and Audio Coffee. Let's see here. All correspondence had to go through her parents. Her parents meet weekly with the Miss Universe organization to try and get things to change within Miss USA, but nothing ever gets done. No changes, nothing. This source close to the situation said, okay, but what are we bullying them about? Because I need some actual answers. This feels like an entire filler article with no answers. And for our very small male population, here you go. Girls in fancy dresses and one in a bikini, but I think she is a teen, so we're going to walk right past. Here you go. You get to see sequined baby poo green. Let's see here. Noella wakes up every day on pins and needles because of the harassing emails from the pageant organizers. Don't do this, don't do that, take that post down. Unlike that post, you can't speak to anyone. Remember your NDA. You can't go there unless we confirm. A source close to the situation told the Post. It's micromanaging to the 10th degree and harassing. Mitchell told the Post that Noella's contract as her salary was used against her. They would threaten her by saying, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, in this case, following social media guidelines from her Miss Universe organization, that as a social media director, I have yet to see. Voigt, a Venezuelan American who was crowned Miss USA in September on 2023 after competing in the pageant for several years, wrote in her resignation post, quote, I strongly value the importance of making decisions that feel best for you and your mental health. Honestly, good for her. I mean, good for all these women. If this was a toxic workplace, good job for, her getting out, them all getting out. Oh, Lord. Have you tried dressing up like a furry and spraying them with Febreze? That seems to get everyone away from you. If you read or if you remember that middle school post with all the kids spraying Febreze like they were spraying as a cat. Because, normal. The close source claimed to the Post that Miss USA president and CEO Layla Rose was playing puppet master and secretly posting under Voigt and Stravasta's names. In August 2023, Rose, a fashion designer with the line Layla Rose Couture, took over the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA licenses under the Miss Universe organization, which itself was bought by a Thai business mogul and Jacques Fong? Look, I don't know. But it is purchased by a Thai person in 2022. Noella and Yuma Sophie were removed from being able to post on the Miss USA Instagram page, told, well, daggone, if they can't post, how are they going to live? Layla would post as both of the pageant winners, and people would think that she was posting herself. She would put the post with Uma Sophia yesterday saying, I support Miss, and she didn't write that. The close source said, she's trying to be the voice of the girls, and the girls aren't even allowed to speak for themselves. Yeah, this is dumb. This is dumb. There are levels, and I have made peace with the fact that I will never be a June Cleaver, vacuuming in my pearls and high heels. I'm just hoping to not look like hoarders. So I think if we can find something in the middle there, not, or, alcohol-fueled mop or vacuuming in pearls and heels, and then, hoarders. I feel like if we can get to a happy medium, I'm okay. Oh no, I'm so sorry that you got sprained ribs. Ouch. My middle daughter is dealing with that right now, and she's like, "How can a bruise hurt that much?" And I said, "Honey, it's a deep bruise. You're going to hurt for a while. I'm sorry." So it seems like this person that is the head of their organization at Miss Universe is being a pain in the butt. And having never supported and or entered a pageant, I have no idea what the internal politics are. But if these women felt like this was a detriment to their life and adding nothing, then congratulations for them. You know, you're looking at a problem, seeing what's going on, and then making a choice, advocating for themselves, even if that means walking away. In other news, seniors may have gone a little too far this time. It is the time we are coming to the season of senior prank day and, seniors letting off a bit of steam, getting ready for their college days by, saying goodbye to their high school, usually in fun ways. But apparently they went too far. What in the actual these children were raised in barns. I can't. A group of rowdy Tennessee high school students went quote unquote too far during their initially sanctioned senior prank as they trashed classrooms and hallways in a wild frenzy that resulted in quote pretty devastating damage. Spring Hill High School was left in ruins last week and forced to close for a day after about 100 students who were allowed in the building by district officials for activities that quickly went sideways, according to reports. Maury County School Superintendent Lisa Ventura called the damage, quote, pretty devastating and pretty disappointing, even if it wasn't as bad as first thought. There were a lot of foodstuffs and a lot of toilet paper, a lot of debris, Ventura told WKRN. There were also remains of paintballs and a number of liquids spilled through the hallways and classrooms. Holy no, just no. Two students told WKRN they saw desks piled up, books everywhere, trash spread throughout the school, across social media. About 40 weekend meal bags meant for students in need, as well as hygiene products, were also destroyed. Okay, that's where you lose me. Like, put desks in a pyramid, throw a couple rolls of toilet paper. I don't care. But when you start taking from kids that don't have enough, that already feel, a little stigmatized maybe for having to get those lunches, that's where you cross a line. That's where it goes from funny shenanigans to you're a jerk. You're a jerk. And you know what? As a 12th grader, I would expect you to know to not be a jerk to other people. Sounds like you need to go back to kindergarten. All of you kids. Okay. So 40 weekend bags were obviously destroyed. Said Shelley Sassin, who is a director for a local outreach center that helped organize the collecting of the goods, according to the Tennessean. Quote, this is a very unusual situation, Maury County Sheriff's Bucky Rowland told the Tennessean. It definitely shouldn't have happened, I can tell you that. So, I mean, this just looks like things are knocked over, but oh, well, and they took a board from the wall. No, this is dumb. You all are just jerks. A parent of a student, Devin Allen, told WKRN that her child was at the school to, quote, do approved activities for a senior prank. It definitely went too far, no question, way too far, Allen reportedly said. The school closed the next day so the mess could be cleaned up. Why aren't all these little ding-dongs back in this school cleaning it up? You know what teaches you not to do this is when you have to deal with the aftermath when you do that. These kids are not being held responsible. You need to go back in there and clean it. I would have kids, we have all seen Full Metal Jacket, or at least parts of it, toothpaste on the or toothbrush on the floor. I mean, don't make the janitors deal with this. Not at all. No. The School was closed the next day so the mess could be cleaned up. The school initially called on students who were in the school at the time of the vandalism to pay $50 in restitution and work community service hours. Yes, yes. And then they pulled back on it in the next day in hopes of only targeting the students who went overboard, she told the station. No, no, no. All of them need to pay for it because you know why? Because those kids that are getting punished for not doing anything are going to rat out their friends. They're going to show, hey, but you were also there, and I'm guessing these kids didn't stop their friends from going through, the less fortunate bags or anything like that. If you don't say something, if you don't stand up and say something, then you're just as guilty. In my book, this is a parenting thing. Again, if everyone gets in trouble, they're more likely to single out the people that were in trouble. And it teaches you a valuable lesson. If you are in a mob that's doing crazy things, you might get caught up in it. Make good choices. Pick good people to be around you. These are not lessons that you should be learning at 12th grade. You should have learned them in about middle school. Because anyone who's dealt with a middle school girl drama, I will be so happy I never have any more girls to put through middle school. Now I just got the boys. Now I got to watch out for the teachers. Okay. We are working on identifying numerous people involved in our gathering evidence, Roland, the sheriff said per the Tennessean. And thank you, Fraud at Wrangler, for gifting Win membership. And that went to DK Cripple. I love your name, DK. I do. So they're going to gather all the facts and they're going to find that they can't find anyone. Again, collective punishment. This is real world. You are training the children to go into the real world. And at 12th grade, some of these people are 18, some are 19, depending on where their birthday fell. If you do this in real world, it doesn't matter if you didn't do anything while you're in this mob. Because they can't single out the person, everyone in the mob gets labeled, a renegade. Just, I can't. Let me tell you how much of a coma I would still be in if I participated in this. I mean, I would still be in the ICU. My mom does not play. But it's just, what in the actual hell? A New York couple's great first date was interrupted by a carjacking as Romeo joined the cops in a high-speed chase for a $150,000 BMW. Does the BMW give you favors of a romantic kind? Why is this BMW $150,000? Is it made out of solid gold? I need someone to explain this to me. All right. It wasn't quite the action he was hoping for on a first date. He should be hoping for no action on a first date. Oh my God, I've become my grandmother. Look, it's different when you did it, but now that you have kids, it's like, no, they will be participating in none of the shenanigans I did. They will be better. A Queens Romeo and his date wound up with force multipliers in their face during a violent carjacking before he joined cops in a wild chase of his $150,000 BMW Grand Theft Auto style. Quote, it felt like I was in GTA, man, 23-year-old Joseph Sadulov told the Post. I was literally NYPD for one night. I was searching and hunting and we found those mother duckers. Man. Again, what does this BMW that is $100 gajillion? Because I need to know. Mr. Sadaloff and his lady friend had just wrapped up a great date at a hotspot in Midtown restaurant Tuesday when he said they decided to take a little nap in the back of his Sure they did. Sure, they were napping. They stayed on opposite sides of the seats because they had a couple, so they were trying to be safe drivers. I'm sure that's exactly what happened. Let your mind not go to the gutter, my children. Uh, Unfortunately, a trio of thieves interrupted the sleepy couple around 3 a.m. Good morning, Jude. Quote, I was doing the right thing, but it backfired on me because I didn't lock the doors. You are in New York City, sir. How are you not locking your doors? I mean, I can understand rural Indiana. I live like in a fairly safe neighborhood. I don't take it that for granted. But y- you didn't have your door locked? I mean, my door automatically locks like I'm going through a bad neighborhood. uh so they didn't lock the door. I woke up to being dragged out of the car by my sweater. Imagine you wake up to being dragged out of your car by your sweater. Well, at least you guys had put your clothes back on by then. Allegedly in Minecraft. The goons stuck a force multiplier in his face and demanded he fork over thousands of dollars in jewelry he'd put on for the big night out. Also, can we ask the question of what a 23-year-old is doing in the world that he has a $150,000 car and apparently just tons of bling like Mr. T? Because whatever he's doing, unless it's, cryptocurrency, I need to know. I was on my knees when I got pistol whipped in the head, in the back seat, or in the back of the head twice, and on top of the head once. He said, I'm a big boy, but yeah, I've got some bumps on my head. Meanwhile, his date split, fleeing to a nearby bakery to call her dad for a rescue, breaking a few nails in the scuffle. Well, not her nails. As Sadyov tried to defend for himself, he complied and handed over bling, a necklace worth 8,000 and a bracelet worth 7,000, writing the loss off in his head as chump change. Mr. Guy, whose name I keep butchering, I have a for-profit charity, and if you're feeling like chump changing anything these days, I can honestly say I probably wouldn't use it for good. I would get all the goth cat trees, so possibly not the best person to invest in, but still, we'd have a lot of Sailor Moon and goth cat trees. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, that's what I always do. I always wear my really nice jewelry and then think, it's chump change. I did that today and I barely broke a sweat, said Sadiev, a cash advance and term loans broker. Oh, oh, that sounds like it involves math. Well, I guess I'm not going to be doing that one. But the thieves upped the ante when they climbed into his mega expensive M5 competition, which he claims is worth nearly $150,000. I thought they were going to drive off in the piece of S car that they came in. And that's it. My night's good, but that's not how it worked out. He said one guy jumped into my car. At that point, I was like, okay, now this is for real. That got me peeved off. I charged him and started punching the duck out of him. I was trying to destroy him and get him out. Okay, why won't we see a picture of what this Romeo looks like? Because I'm a little worried that we might have pissed off the wrong John Wick. Let's see. He said, I'll shoot, man, I'll shoot you. I didn't really give a duck at that point. I was just said, okay then, oh, go ahead. He did piss off the wrong John Wick. Did they also steal his puppy? At this point, it was 1 versus 1, not 1 versus 3. He knew I was overpowering him, so what did he do? Okay, this is beginning to sound like if the police hadn't corroborated this, an Uncle BS story. Like, I was there and I was fighting the entire Foot Clan, and then Splinter came in and I kicked his butt. You know, bringing back some early 90s characters, and then I got to see MC Hammer and, Vanilla Ice, and it was great. I became an honorary turtle. Okay, sir, you are very brave. So he didn't overpower him. Is this the guy? Okay, you guys, I think this might be a picture of the gentleman who got his car taken away. I mean, nice police officers though. But I'm beginning to feel like it's Fraud at Wrangler. I know it's a terrible movie, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze has always been a favorite for me. And then even the Ninja Turtles, where they went back to, you know, ancient Japan, was pretty cool. Really weird, but, cool. All right, so in order to avoid me chasing them, what do? They take my car, he said, and he explained that his attackers were all wearing ski masks and talking to each other in Spanish. But the pricey ride was equipped with a GPS tracking device linked straight to an app on his phone that thieves failed to swipe. I told the police officer right away. I said, "These guys who stole my car are heading to the Bronx. Let's go." And I was in the back of the cop car. This again is sounding like a letter to pen pal or to penthouse never happened. The more he talks, he's like, and I had a rocket launcher, and I got hit, but I sucked it up like Jesse Ventura, and I said, I don't have time to bleed. I mean, okay, okay, sir. You know what? You got robbed. You can embellish all you want. I would put, Megamind in there and possibly the Power Rangers if I were. The chase led them to Major Deegan Expressway and soon allegedly involved a massive police response, he said. When the crook in the BMW saw that he was cornered, he tried to make a U-turn into traffic, but stopped and bailed out of the car instead. He bounced, and when I saw him running, guess what I did? Me and the cops started running after him. Okay, Inspector Gadget. But man, when your freedom's on the line, you become like Super Saiyan fast. Okay. Sir. Sir, did we really just bring Dragon Ball Z into this? He was referring to a Dragon Ball Z character. He became like Usain Bolt, and then he bolted and bolted. I was going fast, bro. I'm a fast runner too. You're also a Taekwondo black belt, and you know Krav Maga. But I was like, holy hell. The guy went over an 8-foot fence at the end of the highway, crazy S. He goes over the fence, and the cop was like, man, I got 40 pounds of equipment on. I can't get over that fence. And I'm like, man, why do they even hire fat cops? Oh my gosh. Okay. Despite the criminal getting away, Sadyov now believing the NYPD should put a 200-pound limit on officers to keep up. Oh, sure. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Billy Blaine, are you going to have them all do type O? I'm going to need you to do insanity with that guy who's insufferable. You keep the cops from getting fluffy. Uh, He said he was left with a new appreciation for New York's finest, even though he wanted to body shame them all. Sir, this is the year of 2024. You cannot body shame someone. That's not nice. I figured these guys were schmucks, but the two cops I was with the whole time, those two officers really, really took it upon themselves to make sure we got that S done. You work in loans and you talk like this? I am completely... I know. Well, Wolfram, I'm thinking that too. I'm thinking he was just kind of upset that we got the cute cops up. I I still I don't sir, you're not I mean you're tall, but you're not well, it might be the angle, but still. Back to the cute cops. New York is an S-hole, man. It is an S-hole filled with the scum of the earth wannabes who want to take shortcuts and feed off of other people who work hard. He said, estimating the crooks will probably walk away with only a couple $1,000s each after they divvy up their loot. They had to commit a robbery, assault someone, do a GTA, run on the highway, do some crazy S to get away from the roadblock with 8 police cars and 2 helicopters. You've got to be a real dumb A to do all that and walk away with 3 or 4 grand. New York's getting worse because people are getting hungry, so they try to cut more corners. As for himself, he was confident he'll be getting a second date, maybe as early as Thursday. All right. All right. Sir, did the woman even exist? 'Cause yeah, it was Cindy Crawford. No, it was Pam Anderson. She caught right. Pam Anderson circa Tool time and Baywatch, not current time. She's banged up, but I sent her money to get her nails fixed. Well, at least he helped her with her nails. The crisis has been averted. In legal shenanigans that shouldn't be used against people, regardless if she's a new mom, but as you'll hear in this story, this woman has been jerked around. Even though she is a perpetrator of a crime, she's been given mixed signals for years. So let's learn more about it. Mia Christman, 30, of Clark County, Nevada, has been ordered by the state's highest court to complete the remainder of a 10-year prison sentence for armed robbery after a judge who vacated the sentence, Judge Erica Ballou, remember her as the judge that was in a hot tub with her public defenders? You know, that judge was removed from the case. Christman must report to prison Wednesday. She has already served 6 years. During the 2013 armed robbery, a co-defendant pistol whipped a senior citizen, and Christman led the police on a chase that led to one person being injured. The Nevada Supreme Court's decision to imprison Christman comes after fraught, years-long fighting in the courts. When Christman first pled guilty to 2 felony robbery charges a little more than a decade ago, her defense attorney stressed that her actions as a young adult were largely the byproduct of intense trauma and abuse she endured from being trafficked as a young woman. That abuse continued at the hands of her alleged pimp, Michael Sanders, who, according to Las Vegas ABC affiliate KLAS, was 34 when she was just 18 and the duo committed the armed robbery. Sanders ended up being her co-defendant in that case, and at trial, the prosecutors regularly worked to cast doubt on whether the two were in a employer-employee, for words for YouTube, or a romantic relationship. Christman's attorneys, however, said there was no question that Sanders abused her. Good morning, Slinky. Captain Kern, good idea. You know what? If she feels like she's rocking her style, I don't get it. It's not for me. But if she feels like she's doing, fine with it, I say let everyone just, wave their own freak flag. As long as you don't tell me about it in gratuitous detail, unless I ask. As always, that is the rule. Ultimately, Christman was sentenced to 10 years by Clark County District Court Judge Stephanie Miley. An appeal followed, court records show, and it was Judge Erica Ballou who agreed to vacate the sentence. In doing so, highlighted Christman's long history of extreme psychological and physical abuse from the time she was a child. Christman had miscarried twins as a young woman, her attorney told the court, when she was being trafficked. And one of her enslavers put her in a dog cage, according to her. So, I mean, we don't have, this is her story, her truth. So I don't know that they have all the corroborating details for this, but she did claim this. For Ballou, these details had not been properly weighed when the case was before Miley. Ballou also felt that Christman's original defense attorneys offered her a quote-unquote lackluster representation. Miley transcripts show only disagreed in part with Ballou's assessment. While she acknowledged that learning about Christman's abuse in depth, quote-unquote, could have changed her sentencing decisions, Ultimately, she was not swayed. Even if a detailed psychological report had been included in the initial sentencing memorandum from the prosecutors, it would not have changed her mind, a partial transcript of Miley's testimony found in a 2021 state petition notes. What sympathy Miley had for Christmas led her to keep the young woman out of custody ahead of her final sentencing. But Miley also told Ballou that at times she felt like Chrisman may have been gaming the system, the transcript shows. To that end, both Miley and Steve Wolfson, one of the district attorneys that prosecuted Chrisman's case, argued the young woman took advantage of the court, for example, claiming she would give prosecutors and investigators valuable information about her co-conspirator, and then failing or refusing to do so. The Nevada High Court reversed Ballou's order in 2022, but Ballou did not comply and did not instruct Chrisman to go to prison. Last year, Ballou was told again to enforce the order, and once again, Ballou did not. A May 3rd court order notes. In an interview with KLAS this April, Christman said that since she was released from prison, she kept her life on the straight and narrow. She's working as a barber's apprentice and found housing in California through assistance programs. She even had a baby that, despite her efforts, was conceived with birth control and protection. Ma'am, not being able, look, it happens. She cried through much of the recent interview before being ordered to return to prison and expressed deep remorse that she still has for the victims of her now decade-old crime. The person she injured in the car crash has also forgiven her, saying they think Christman deserves a chance to be free after serving her time already. Prosecutors contend Christman's pleas are a red herring. Her attorney did not immediately respond for the request for a comment on Wednesday. So you have a judge who disagrees with another judge and then overrides their choice. So they have to then say, well, what criteria did you use? Well, feelings. Feelings are not going to be considered in law all the time, especially when the state feels like she was maybe jerking them around a little bit. So now she's getting jerked around by the state. I don't know what the answer is to this. I do feel like if she's working hard and she has a child at home, do we really want to start another cycle of abuse? But that's just me. Chrisman's attempt for a pardon was rejected by Nevada Pardons Board this March. Meanwhile, her alleged pimp is reportedly serving a prison sentence for a separate crime involving charges of involuntary manslaughter. He did 8 years for the 2013 armed robbery. As Long Crime previously reported, Ballou was hit with 2 charges by the Nevada Commission on Judicial Discipline this January. She's accused of violating a number of ethics rules, including posting inappropriate social media posts. One such post is a post uploaded to Instagram by the judge where she appeared in a hot tub with 2 public defenders. As you do. I mean, who among us hasn't, been a judge and then sit in a hot tub taking, bikini pictures with the Defense Department? I mean, we've all done that on a Wednesday. Let's see. She and the other woman in the hot tub wore bikinis and the man was bare chest. I think I'd be more confused if he was wearing a t-shirt in a hot tub. So it's kind of a given if you're in a hot tub, and you're a dude. But, Ballou said the man was surrounded by great teas. Oh, yes, this is the judge. Oh, come on. Yes, this judge right here. Because these are public defenders. I guess what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I mean, even when it goes to the legal system. Good night, nurse. And he was surrounded by great teas, as you can see. Oh my God, ma'am. Ballou's current term is slated to end in 2027. Well, there you go. If it doesn't work out, you can always, do hot tub Twitch streaming, I'm sure, Your Honor. In what in the hell is going on with our world news today? From the Sacramento Bee, a grandfather paid a stranger $20 to watch his 7-year-old or to watch the 7-year-old grandchild while he went to a bar. Sacramento sheriff says, yeah, 'cause Barney is a great, babysitter. What's next, Oh, Lord. Deputies arrested a 54-year-old grandfather on suspicion of child endangerment after he reportedly gave $20 to an unknown homeless woman. It just keeps getting better and better. To take his 7-year-old granddaughter to a thrift store on Monday while he went into a Sacramento bar. The grandfather on Tuesday remained in custody at Sacramento County Main Jail. His bail amount was set at $75,000. His arraignment is scheduled for Wednesday afternoon in the Sacramento Superior Court. Along with felony child endangerment charges, he also faces a misdemeanor of being drunk in public. Oh, thank you so much for your super chat and awesome possum. I will be there. I love to listen to your things because it makes me scrub harder when I'm cleaning because I'm so irritated at people. Yeah, well, that's the thing. They have booze in stores that you can take to your home. I mean, not that you should be probably, getting soused whilst you, watch your grandchild, but they do have these entire stores dedicated to, selling booze that you can take home. Did you just do you not know how to make sex on the beach? Is that what happened? I assure you, he was just in the bar to see how you make, sex on a beach and a hurricane punch, and then he's done. Okay. About 7:45 p.m. on a Monday, deputies were called to a bar's parking lot in the 500 in, around there. They were just called to a bar. A passerby had called 911 to report the grandfather was asking people for help because his 7-year-old daughter had been kidnapped for human trafficking. I don't think we're gonna have him win Mensa. Thank you so much, Captain. Have fun. Let's see. So the deputies arrived and spoke with the grandfather, who was highly intoxicated, sheriff's officials said. He told the deputies he had given $20 to an unknown homeless woman to take his granddaughter to a nearby thrift store while he was in the bar for 4 hours. I mean, even if you accept the whole, like, paying a babysitter, you don't know who, $20 for 4 hours? That's just $5 an hour. Deputies obtained a video from a nearby security camera that captured the woman leaving with the girl. Other sheriff's personnel were called to search for the missing girl. A sheriff's helicopter, aerial drones, and canine units were brought to the area to help with the search. About 30 minutes later, the unknown homeless woman heard the public address announcements from the helicopter and returned with the girl to the parking lot. Deputies say this woman confirmed that the grandfather had given her money to take the child to the thrift store and that the grandfather was highly intoxicated. She told the deputies she did not think the grandfather could take care of the girl. Yeah, good assessment. Sheriff's officials said the granddaughter was not in distress and was medically cleared by paramedics at the scene. Deputies determined that the girl's aunt had full custody of the child, but she had to work and asked the grandfather to care for his granddaughter. The deputies spoke to Child Protective Services officials and determined that the girl could return home with her aunt. The deputies consulted with detectives from the Sheriff's Child Abuse Bureau before they arrested the grandfather on child endangerment charges. Yeah, pro parent tip. I mean, I am a hot mess express, but I have never taken a random homeless person and gifted them my child for a couple hours for not even what you would pay a 19-year-old to watch your kids. I just can't say that's an achievement level I have gotten to yet, because no, most people don't. In what in the actual hell is going on with people? News. A Houston attorney, Jeffrey Limmer, was shot and unalived by a McDonald's customer who was outraged over their order. Now, look, we have all been there. We have all had a kid in the back, or ourselves, our inner kid, wanting a McFlurry, and all the time the ice cream thing is broke. So now you have to go to, you have to drive yourself over to Dairy Queen, which is usually cat a corner. But still, we have all been upset by our orders not being followed at McDonald's. But we've never gone to the unalivingness stage. Yeah, the homeless woman in this story was, and I wish they would have gotten her name instead of calling her homeless woman. She did a solid. She kept a girl safe, and that little girl could have been in so much trouble had he not picked someone with at least kind morals, or, at least doesn't want to hurt children. So, I wish they would have used her name, because I think that she deserved respect for trying to keep that child safe as much as she could. Houston, oh, let's see. A lawyer was shot and unalived by an irate McDonald's customer in Houston after he tried to calm the man who was upset over his order, according to the police. The 46-year-old attorney, identified by family as Jeffrey Limmer, tried to intervene when the customer demanded a refund from an employee at the McDonald's on West Interstate Highway 10 Service Road about 6 p.m. on Saturday. Instead of calming down, the force multiplier holder turned his attention to Limmer, and the pair began to argue. The altercation turned physical as the two went to the parking lot, where Limmer shoved the man on the ground. Cops said the customer retrieved his force multiplier from his car and shot Limmer before fleeing in a blue Ford pickup truck. Limmer was declared dead at the scene. No arrests have been made, police said. Knowing Jeff, he's the one that always says, calm down, it's not that big of a deal. And to divert the situation, Limmer's sister, Jennifer Thomas, told ABC 13, he always wanted to fight for the little guy and do the right thing. I mean, look, he's even got a beard. And he's wearing a hat that his grandma probably knitted him. Limmer lived near the McDonald's and often ordered from the location, his sister said. He attended the University of Texas and received his law degree from South Texas College of Law. He worked as an associate at Lewis Brisboe's law firm in Houston. So here is the McDonald's. Oh, and he liked puppies. All right, no. World, we cannot have this. We cannot have good puppy hugging people getting, force multiplied. I can't with people. Thomas said she wasn't surprised that her brother was trying to placate the man who unalived him. He spent his entire life helping others. As his family waits for the shooter to be caught and brought to justice, she said they are proud he stood for what he believed in. Quote, a good Samaritan who is trying to do the right thing and not let those employees at the McDonald's go through that, Thomas said. So, yeah, people are just going crazy. So in our final story, a happy story, because at least try to put some happy stuff in, a kitten was rescued from a New Jersey storm drain. This is news, y'all. This is news because it involves a kitten. Rescue mission. Last night, when most of us were settled in watching television, a call came in about a tiny kitten in a storm drain. Not a good place for a baby, especially after yesterday's rain. Animal Control Officer Jess grabbed her gear and headed out for what became a 3-hour ordeal. Jess ended up calling for help, and ACO Karen and folks from the DPW joined Jess in trying to catch the kitten. Around midnight, they set traps and crossed their fingers. I know. What a cute little furry sores. Animal control officers and public works employees in New Jersey came to the rescue of a kitten found trapped in a storm drain. The Somerset Regional Animal Shelter said in a Facebook post the animal control officer, Jess Ostrowski, rushed into action Sunday night when the kitten was reported trapped in a storm drain on Sunny Slope Road in Bridgewater. Jess ended up calling for backup animal control officer Karen Fish, and she responded alongside the Bridgewater Department of Public Works. The rescuers initially attempted to lure the kitten into a baited trap. We figured the kitten would go into the trap. Instead, we came back in the morning to find her sitting on top of the trap, screaming at the top of its lungs. Yes. The team managed to capture the kitten by lowering a net with food on top of it. The kitten, dubbed Stormy in honor of where she was found, was taken back to the shelter. She's doing great today. Now she's back in the shelter. She's not dehydrated. Her eyes were cleaned up and her vaccines were given. So there you go. We have helped a little kitten, and that's always good. I think next week I have to double check with Mr. Mo, but I think Wilford will be ready next week. Yes, because the breeder that we're getting him from likes her kittens to have at least 2 vet visits. So I was telling Mr. Mo, I was like, no, you don't understand. We need to get the goth cat trees because I'll make it pet cam and we can use it for the thing. And he's like, that's great. You'll have to use your business fund. I was like, no, it's a need. It goes in the bills column. The amount of things, it is good that he does the budget, because the amount of things that I would put in, maybe not needs, but oh my God, it's a middle finger candle and I have to buy it. So, and today I encourage you guys to try to do something difficult. It's not a big thing, but I won't say it unless I live it. I don't like to show people my arms, but I am in fact wearing a t-shirt today and without anything covering it, because I'm not going to tell y'all to do something that I won't do myself. So, try being more comfortable in your own skin. Have a great day. Be kind to others. Be kind to yourself. And I do not know if I will see you guys this evening. I may have to do a recording because my in-laws are coming in and I don't want to ignore them. Also, they're going to be sleeping in my room, so pretty sure they don't want me yammering away about stuff. Look, I had to take all of my Smexy books out because she reads those wholesome Amish books, and I think she might spray me with holy water. Have a great day, guys. I will see you in a bit. Bye.